So I just got back from my local archery shop and I was just making sure my bow was on. And I shoot a Spectra-e from Darton set at 50 pounds. Now I was shooting a 378 grain arrow at 274 feet per second. Well, I'm going to do a little penetration test today. I got 5 very well-known broadheads and I have killed deer with every one of them. So I'm just kind of curious with a light pound setup, especially with this new broadhead, the Zeus out, on who's going to be the best for a lighter bow, a lighter poundage bow. So the first 2 broadheads I got are mechanicals. The third one is a 2-blade mechanical. 4th arrow will be a 3-blade solid fixed broadhead. And last but not least, the Zeus. And there's been a lot of controversy on the Zeus, but most of the tests you see are all 70-pound bows. I'm a light pound bow shooter, so flies are everywhere. So let's go ahead, let's put it through the 1/2-inch plywood down there at 20 yards, and let's see which broadhead does the best. First mechanical. This will be the second mechanical. This will be the 2-blade mechanical. This will be the solid fixed broadhead. And this will be the Zeus. Let's go take a look. Really curious to see which one has the deepest penetration. All right, well, it looks like 2 of them definitely outperformed the other 3. Put my bow down and let me just show you where we're at here. Okay, guys. Right there is the first mechanical, the second mechanical, the 2-blade mechanical is the third, the 4th is the solid 3-blade, and then finally the Zeus. Now let's just go ahead and take a closer look to see where we're at. I'm just going to measure it up here. Pretty close between the 2, but the one looks like a little more. Okay, right to there, where I got it. Go to the Zeus. Right by telling this, the Zeus got a little bit more penetration than the other 2. What we're going to go ahead and do now is grab those 2 broadheads and do it again. So let's see which one has more penetration. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and unscrew the broadhead from the back, and I'm going to show you the penetration out of all of them on the back side and what kind of damage they did to the 1/2-inch plywood. But the winner right now is definitely the Zeus. One was pretty close, but this one had a little bit more. So let me go ahead now, unscrew everything in the back, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Once again, we're not going to name any brands, not going to badmouth anybody. And like I said, all these deer, all these broadheads I have killed deer with, and they work very well. But this is a penetration test, and I want to see exactly what happens. Now, let's see, I'm just kind of curious here. One broadhead, just a little bit on a bent blade. The fixed blade held up pretty good. The one mechanical that blew through along close to the Zeus looks good too, and the Zeus looks good. They all look good through a 1/2 inch plywood. So let me go ahead and take you on the backside here and show you what it looks like. I don't know how great you can see this, but that is the nearest one was the Zeus. Yeah, you can see where the yellow on the deer crossing arrows, archery arrows are. And the other two are back there. The other one's pretty close, I gotta say. Let's look at the damage on these heads. Not too bad. We're not gonna look at the other two. Let's look at the other two over here. That one can't get out. I don't know how good you can see it. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is take the two leading broadheads that performed well, and now go through 3/4 inch plywood, and let's see which one has the best penetration and which one holds up the best. Okay guys, what I'm gonna do here is the same setup as before. Same yardage, but just 3/4 inch plywood. Okay, here's that 3-blade mechanical broadhead. We go down there, fix that target. All right. Went into the plywood and actually knocked it over. Now we're gonna go ahead and try the Zeus. Let's go take a look. Real curious to see how this ended up. Pretty close, but I gotta say, Zeus out-penetrated it by probably about 4 inches. So let me go ahead and show you what that looks like. Top one is competitor, and the bottom one is a Zeus. All right guys, I didn't show the back or the entrance, but I'm going to show you the entrance and the exit holes of each one and show you the penetration on both. So, top left was the 3-blade. Here's the entrance hole. Here's the Zeus. Let's go on to the back side, and you can just see the penetration. It's the Zeus, and there is the tip of the competitor right here. Oh, I'm sorry. Right there's the tip of the competitor. 3/4 inch plywood. There's the Zeus. Well guys, I think that was a really interesting test. I am just independent. I'm just doing this for fun. And what we saw today is a couple of the broadheads. They all held up pretty well. And like I said earlier, I killed a lot of deer with all those other named broadheads. I'm not going to name who they are. They all did hold up pretty well out of a 50-pound bow, you know, shooting 63 pounds kinetic energy. But the final two were pretty close, I thought. But right here, guys, the Zeus outperformed them just a little bit better. At least by 5 inches through that 3/4 inch plywood. So shooting a lighter bow, I'm definitely going to be shooting this Zeus Broadhead. And I've tried to have my heavier bow, and let me tell you, it is deadly. And all these tests we've been seeing on these high kinetic energy, fast, you know, 70-pound bows. What does it do with a 50-pound bow? Now you know. Zeus outperformed them all, so it's going in my quiver.